Mode by Denise Audio.
Here's a review of the sweet distortion plugin. The Denise Audio God Mode probably has the best name ever for a distortion plugin. We'll go over the functions of this plugin, why it stands out from the crowd, and how it can make your mixes better. Before we start, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel, a channel to help you out in recording, mixing and mastering. I was working on a mix with tracks sent to me. It included a snare drum track which had a snare drum sample which was too polished and lifeless sounding. And the sound had to be more alive, more like a pretty dirty, shitty sounding rehearsal room recording. So I went through my own plugins and searched on the web for new plugins, and I stumbled upon the new God Mode Distortion plugin by Denise Audio. I downloaded that demo and immediately put it to the test on that snare. It's this snare drum, pretty standard, polished and a bit lifeless sounding. I want to give it more life, unprocessed, and make it more natural, sort of reverse engineering. Let's use God Mode for that. This is the God Mode plugin. I will loop the snare and I will explain all controls while I work on the sound. Let's start the snare drum. First I will set the mix knob to 100. This is the dry wet mix control. And then I will use these three knobs, tape, warp and buzz. These are three different types of distortion. Tape is a type of drive that emulates tape saturation, and warp is a type of drive that distorts the amplitude of your audio signal, and buzz is a type of drive that distorts the wave shapes in your audio signal. So you have three types of distortion which you can use at the same time. This is something you cannot always find in different plugins. Let's check how they all sound. This is tape. This is warp. And this is buzz. Let's stick with tape for this. Let's put it to 100. Now the distortion is over the entire track, and now I will show you what makes this plugin unique, and that is its EQ curve. Here is an EQ curve. And with this you can select frequencies the overdrive or distortion is working on. So in this case I want to boost more mid-range. Like this. You can make it wider or smaller with this Q control over here. Let's stick with 0.4. Gain boost. Here's the frequency. I think that sounds pretty okay. Then we go to pull, which pulls back the frequencies after pushing the wet signal into the saturation curve. So with this you can fine-tune how much distortion you want on a certain frequency, and it works different than the EQ curve. Although we have selected this frequency over here, I still would like to have some high and low pass to pinpoint the frequency. I can do this with this. This is a pre-distortion filter section. On all of my screens the layout is a bit difficult to read. I know this is a pre-filter section because I saw it in the manual, but I cannot read it on the screen. So let's use it. Let's roll off the lows. And do the same with the highs. Now we have pinpointed the distortion pretty much to the mid frequency, and make a blend. I can use makeup gain to restore a bit of lost volume. That's AB. It's too much. Bit more mix. And I want to fine-tune the sound even more by using this post filter section. Again, it's hard to read on my screen if it's post or pre, but I know it thanks to the manual. Let's AB once more. So with the mix knob, the pull knob and the filter sections you can really fine tune a sound. Because this works like an EQ, you can use more bands. So you can really work with this plugin like an EQ. Only you are not EQing, you are working with the amounts of distortion and overdrive on certain frequency bands. Let's now add some mid-range drive on a bass guitar. Here is the bass guitar clean. I will loop the bass guitar once again and work on the settings. See, you can add a really nice mid-range growl on a bass guitar. Very nice. And let's use it on vocals. I often add some distortion on rock vocals to give it push, and I use an EQ and distortion and another EQ for that. God Mode should be able to pull that off by itself. Again, loop it and I will tweak.
You come to me with your deep red eyes, begging me for more. You come to me with your deep red eyes, begging me for more. You come to me with your deep red eyes, begging me for more. You come to me with your deep red eyes, begging me for more. You come to me with your deep red eyes, begging me for more. You come to me with your deep red eyes, begging me for more. You come to me with your deep red eyes, begging me for more. You come to me with your deep red eyes, begging me for more. You come to me with your deep red eyes, begging me for more. You come to me with your deep red eyes, begging me for more. You come to me with your deep red eyes, begging me for more. You come to me with your deep red eyes.
And with a few tweaks, the vocal is pushing a lot more. You can try to do this with an EQ, but you're missing out on all the harmonics and distortion of this plugin. There are a few functions I didn't mention yet. You have this side tape. Side tape is a sidechain which only works on the tape overdrive of this plugin. So you feed a sidechain signal into God Mode and that will trigger the tape distortion. Let's do it quickly. Let's use Snare drum for that. Let's check out how it sounds. I will do it with listen, otherwise you won't hear the effect that much. With different sidechain sources you can get really creative. You have more buttons like this live button. Live switches the internal linear phase filters off and switches them for normal filters, so you can use it while recording and have no latency. And then we have the split signal. Split makes the mono signal stereo by delaying one of the two sides. So that is nice if you want to quickly make a track from mono to stereo. There are some more, like this dry and wet pan control. This will allow you to pan the dry and the wet signal to different sides so you can make your stereo field wider. It makes it wide because the left and the right signal sound different. And if you want to get creative and you are lost for ideas, then use this Randomize button. This Randomize button will randomize all settings like this. The fun part is that all of these parameters are automatable, even with Randomize. I had the plugin on right and now I will play it back. So that is nice if you want to do some crazy sound sculpting and maybe you stumble upon a setting and you keep that. The graphical interface is nice to do quick and easy adjustments, big plus there, but the font size is a minus. It's hard for me to read on this screen and actually all screens I own. Also, a resizable interface would have been nice and would have helped with that issue. The flexibility of using an EQ-like graph makes this very useful for multiband distortion, unlike I have ever seen in any other distortion plugin, which are all more or less restricted to limited bands. With God Mode, you can lay 3 types of distortion over each other and use them at the same time. So plenty of sound sculpting options there. It's limited to one sound for the entire spectrum, of course. If you want to have different distortion or saturation for different frequency bands, you have to use more instances of God Mode, or you have to use the aforementioned multiband distortion plugins. Check out my Eventide Cross Station review for another review of a distortion plugin. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!